Today, I want to talk about loyalty because loyalty is something that is extremely important to me. And in fact, I would actually rank it as one of, if not the most important character traits a person can have. But loyalty seems to be in short supply these days. And that goes for men and women. I think just in general, people don't place enough value on loyalty. But I do think there's a big difference in how men view loyalty versus how women view loyalty, which makes sense because men and women are different. But women, especially these days, or maybe they've always been like this, I don't really know, but women just don't hold loyalty in very high regard. And there is a bit of hypocrisy in how most women do expect a certain level of loyalty from men that they aren't willing to give themselves. But overall, I really think women just don't care much about loyalty. As in, they don't value loyalty as a trait for their self to have, and they also don't care much if men are loyal to them. Now, for me personally, loyalty is everything. And I don't base my values on any religious teachings or anything like that. My thoughts on this are purely logic based. I just think that from a standpoint of what behaviors I can exhibit that will provide me the greatest benefit and that will also provide my loved ones and my community with the greatest benefit, loyalty is way up there. And I can understand on an intellectual level why some people might not see loyalty as the highest virtue because, let's say, for example, if you're loyal to your family, but one of your family members does something just objectively evil, then it seems reasonable to say, in that case, it would be wrong to stay loyal to that person when it comes to the question of whether or not you turn them into the police. Or on a more macroscopic level, you might think, well, if my country is committing war crimes left and right, even if it benefits me personally in some way, it's still wrong to remain loyal to my country because, it's causing suffering to a large amount of people. So it is a complex thing, and I can understand why people, especially people of middling intelligence, often show disdain for loyalty as a concept. But ultimately, loyalty is important. I really do believe that. And there is some calculus there that needs to be done in certain cases. Like in the example I gave of whether or not to stay loyal to your own country when it's committing war crimes. Well, you have to think about things and consider the balance of overall suffering that's being caused to others compared to how much benefit is being gained by yourself and your loved ones. And you also should probably consider things like, well, if I go against my country or I go against a loved one, whatever or whoever it is we're talking about here, if I'm disloyal to that person or entity, is that even going to change things? Like, you can desert your own country if you think it's committing too many atrocities, but if no other country is willing to take you, then that's probably not the best move. So, loyalty can be a difficult concept if you try to intellectualize it too much, but most people aren't thinking about it that much. And in 99% of cases, showing loyalty to your loved ones, your friends and family, your romantic partners, is just the right thing to do. And this is assuming they're being loyal to you as well, because if someone isn't showing you loyalty, then they probably don't deserve your loyalty in return. But I mean, even then it depends. Like with a parent-child relationship, for example, I know in my case, there's nothing my baby cousin, who is kind of like a son to me, there's nothing he could do that would make me stop being loyal to him. I'm always going to do whatever I can to help him out, even if he grows up and for whatever reason turns against me, I'm still going to do whatever I can for him. But let's talk about some trends concerning loyalty that you can observe in the real world. And Specifically, let's talk about male loyalty versus female loyalty. I think most men would agree it is of the utmost importance that our woman be loyal to us at all times. Like, assuming I had a girlfriend or a wife, and yeah, I know that's a tough assumption to make, but assuming I had a girlfriend or a wife, if we go out and I end up getting in a fight, even if I am clearly in the wrong, the expectation I would have is that my woman will take my side. She shouldn't even be questioning who's right and who's wrong in that situation. Taking my side should just be an automatic response. And just overall, if I'm going through hard times, say I'm struggling financially or I can't find a job, I have health problems, anything like that. And yes, obviously, I know I can't expect any woman to be loyal to me when I'm an unemployed loser that's not even trying to find a job, but I'm talking about ideas here, okay? This isn't about me specifically. I'm not literally talking about my personal life. But if a man is going through hard times, the expectation is that his woman will stick by his side and she'll support him, She'll do whatever it takes to make him feel loved and supported, because all that support and love that she can give, that makes a big difference. It's motivating for a man. A woman's love is like fuel for a man's motivation. And if she stays loyal to her man during the bad times, her love and support can help him rise out of it. And when he rises from the ashes, if his woman was right there by his side the whole way through, guess what? When he's back on top, he's gonna treat her right because she was loyal and she deserves the best. So by staying loyal, a woman does stand to benefit in the long run, assuming her man isn't a deadbeat. And again, obviously I'm not talking about myself here because I actually am a deadbeat, but yeah, in general, And everything I said, the reverse of that is true too. Like, if you're dating a woman and she's going through some rough times in her life, then you should be supporting her. Because if you stick by her side when times are rough, then she's going to reward you for it when things get better. Or that's how it should be. And most men do see it that way. But in reality, this is where men and women differ when it comes to loyalty. Because for most men, finding a good woman is like a Herculean feat. So when you do find one, you're willing to do whatever it takes to keep her. But for most women, no matter how successful and good-looking her current man is, she can easily replace him. She's literally one swipe away from replacing you. And I think loyalty might just be hardwired into the male brain because even if we know deep down that women are not going to remain loyal, even if we fully understand all the implications of women's hypergamous nature, most of us will be loyal. We will stick around for the hard times when we've got a good woman. And frankly, the truth is, most men will stay loyal to their woman whether they've got a good one or not. And that's why I say I think it might just be hardwired into our brains because men will stay loyal a lot of times in situations where it is very obvious that that loyalty is not being returned to them. And obviously, I am speaking in generalities. There are scumbag men out there, but most men really do value loyalty. But for women, loyalty just is not so important. They don't need to be loyal. Because for men, the idea I think most of us have is that if you stay loyal to your woman, then every aspect of your life is going to improve because if you're loyal to her, then she'll be loyal in return, meaning she'll be providing you with love and affection and support. And yes, sloppy toppy, that is part of this. That's what affection is. But if you have a woman's love and support, that is just such a powerful force. I really think it is hardwired into the male brain that a woman's love is just like fuel for your drive. It makes you want to be better and do better. It makes you want to earn more money, work harder, and just, it makes you want to do whatever you can in your power to provide for her and make her comfortable and happy. But modern women, they don't work like that. They don't need any one man to love and support them, because men are an abundant resource for women. And for a woman to improve her life as far as increasing her income, her standard of living, her access to resources, nice cars, shiny jewelry, high-paying jobs, all of these are things that a woman can acquire and improve on just by switching to a new man that already has those things to give to her. So, from a woman's perspective, why should she be loyal to one man? There are more effective ways for her to improve her life in every aspect. And part of the reason it's like this is just because historically, men play the provider role. And as a provider, nobody else is providing for you. You know, you go out and get your own resources. So in the provider role, all you need from someone else, all you need from your woman is love. And again, BJ's, because that's what love is. But for women, women are provided for. And yes, in the modern age, women can and do provide for themselves with their own high-paying careers and everything. But let's be honest, there is essentially a nationwide jobs program for women called HR that men don't get to benefit from, but that's beside the point. Women have no incentive to invest in one man when the internet makes it exceedingly easy for them to continually find richer and better looking men just by swiping their finger a few times. So why invest in the man you have now, just hoping that he'll be able to provide more for you in the future, when you can instead just switch to a man that already has the ability to provide more for you? It's a logical choice. Because what men get from women, you can't just easily find another woman to give you that. You know, love, real connection, that's what we want. That's what men want. And it's what we need. Love, something real. And that's not something you can get without investing a lot of time and loyalty into one person. So for men, being loyal to a woman is something we have to do in order to get what we need. And women need love too. I'm not saying they don't, but women get a whole lot of love and affection and validation from every direction, every institution in our society, our government, the education system, the justice system, the corporate oligarchy. It all caters to woman's innate desires for love and validation. Because in the same way that men need sloppy toppy as part of the affection we need to fuel our inner drive, women need validation. And they can get that validation from women in STEM initiatives and support groups. And I mean, just when you're sitting in traffic and every other car has a damn pink ribbon sticker on it. That's validation. Validation is knowing that you are cared about. And women can get that just by opening their eyes. But men can't get their hot dog vacuumed just by going outside. We have to invest a lot of time and effort and energy into one woman to get what we need. And that investment is loyalty. That's what loyalty is. And I'm just using hot dog vacuuming as an example because that's something a woman can do to show love to her man. It's not the only way, obviously, but it's just an example. And a man can't just hire a professional maid to vacuum his hot dog for him and get his motivation meter all fueled up that way, because it doesn't work like that. It does matter who's doing the vacuuming. It makes a difference if it's a woman that loves you versus just some hired professional. So when it comes to loyalty and how men view loyalty and how men give loyalty compared to how women view loyalty and how they give loyalty, it's pretty clear, especially in this modern day and age, that men are the ones that really place a lot of value on loyalty, and men are the ones that really, in general, do strive to stay loyal to one woman. But women, on the other hand, and again, just generally speaking, this isn't every woman, but the incentive for being loyal to one man is just not there. So it's just a logical conclusion to come to that women in this modern day and age, they don't care about loyalty. They don't care about being loyal to one man. And they really don't care that much if a man is loyal to them. They probably do care a bit, but with the way it is for women, men are so easy to come by, and good men, plenty of men that will be loyal to her, they're so easy to come by. Why would she care? Why would a woman care if any one particular man fails to be loyal to her? Because she can find another one that will be loyal to her with the swipe of a finger. She's just got to open the app and read through her messages.